So the building that you guys see behind me right now is the UTC McKenzie Arena. I first went to this arena back in 1993 when my mom took me and my sister to the WCW Halloween Havoc event to see Lex Luger and Ron Simmons in the main event. And to say the least, yeah, we had a pretty good time. And I've been back to the UTC Arena several times after that for live events to, WCW Nitros and Raw tapings and the 1997 In Your House Final Four. But one particular WCW Nitro event that took place in 1997 really kind of changed things for me. And it might not mean much to the people listening to this video, but it meant something to me, so I'm going to share the story with you. So we didn't have a whole lot of money growing up, but my mom made sure to save money so that me and my sister could both get a piece of merchandise. And it was on that night, on that fateful Monday night in 1997, I purchased the old school black and white NWO shirt. And I still have it to this day. Because I honestly truly believe, not just because it was a really cool design, but I do believe that it's probably one of the most iconic t-shirts in the history of professional wrestling. But then that got me thinking, what are the most iconic wrestling shirts in the history of professional wrestling? So guess what we're going to do today? We're going to discuss. I'm Talon Williams of Movement Radio, and these are 10 of the most iconic wrestling shirts of all time. Let's get started. I know I said the NWO black and white was iconic, but so was NWO black and red. The NWO Wolfpack shirts. To me, this is iconic. Not just, here's the thing, it wasn't just a color scheme change with this shirt. It was a completely different attitude. Like, you could definitely tell there was a big difference between NWO Hollywood, aka the black and white, and NWO Wolfpack, which was the red and black. And believe me, when you had this shirt in high school, yeah, you were the man or woman. Either way, it was gender neutral. We're going to go back a little old school with this one right here, but the purple lavender Macho Man shirt, man, this shirt is so iconic. Probably one of the coolest shirts. I think I've seen more people wear this shirt than I've ever seen anybody wear one of them gaudy, awful yellow and red Hulk Hogan Hulkamania shirts. Hulk Hogan sucks anyway, but you guys get the point. So not only was I a fan of WWF and WCW, but I was also a fan of ECW. And to me, this is probably one of the coolest designs of a t-shirt. And it's probably a shirt that I probably shouldn't have been wearing at the time. But it's this one right here, ECF&W. I don't know if this is the newer design or the older design, but yeah, the ECF&W shirt is definitely iconic because it really put into perspective like the grittiness and the grunginess and the hardcore aesthetic that ECW was back in the day. So yeah, this with the barbed wire in the background, the FN letters being highlighted in red to emphasize the fact that you're really trying to say a cuss word, but it really ain't. But yeah, this ECF&W shirt, definitely iconic status. So yeah, back in the day, I was a Chris Jericho fan. In a way, I still am today. Regardless of personal issues or whatever, but you can't deny that this was a really iconic shirt. WCW Monday Jericho with the TNT logo down here at the bottom messed up. Yeah, I really thought it was interesting that Jericho basically took this show and pretty much made it all about him. That's what this shirt said to me, is that we're making the shirt about me, we're making the show about me. And it's just iconic the way it is. I really think that this is a really iconic t-shirt. You know, this tag team was around during Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys, and people didn't really give them that much love, even though I think they're one of the most popular tag teams out there. And even if they didn't really consider them like the best tag team, they definitely had some kick-ass merch. I'm talking about the APA. You saw this APA shirt. I'm sorry. It's iconic to me. Look at the shirt. It says, "Don't take this ass whooping personally." Yeah, because, hey, we're just doing our job. We're APA. That's all we do. Acolyte Protection Agency. You know, and there's people out there that really don't know what APA stands for. And then when you tell them what it stands for, it's like, well, what does acolyte mean? It's like, okay, you obviously didn't watch the Ministry of Darkness days. But it's fine. It's okay. But yeah, this shirt, I think it's iconic as well. This one's probably the newest one to the bunch, but the Daniel Bryan GOAT shirt. Listen, I know a lot of people, they called him the GOAT because of the big old beard and stuff and all that different stuff. But no, man, this is a great shirt. I mean, he had the Yes Movement thing going on. Really, before the Yes Movement was a huge takeoff thing. But yeah, the yes on the back. And Daniel Bryan with the GOAT. I'm sorry. I mean, and maybe it was kind of symbolic in a sense too, because Daniel Bryan to a lot of people is the GOAT of all time. You know, the greatest of all time, which, if that's your opinion, you know, I'm not going to hold you, but he's not. But you know, I'm not gonna you know, argue with you about it. But yeah, either way, this is a pretty cool kick-ass design. I think it's really cool, and I think it fit the Daniel Bryan at the time. Yeah, pretty iconic shirt. I think to this day, I truly, truly believe that Eddie Guerrero is the greatest wrestler of all time. You can argue with me if you want to. Go argue with your mama. You'll probably get a better result out of it. The Eddie Guerrero Latino Heat Scarface-inspired design, to me, this was so appropriate for Eddie Guerrero because I can't remember if this came out right before he won the WWE title or right before, because when he turned heel, he went to the I'm Your Poppy thing with the whole Dominic Mysterio thing, which that's a whole different level of treachery in itself. But yeah, the Scarface-inspired Latino Heat shirt, to me, it's really iconic. I was contemplating putting this one up there in his original Latino Heat shirt. Maybe people probably like that one regular, but me, as a fan of Scarface, the movie, like, I really did enjoy this design and this shirt. So yeah, I think this shirt's very iconic as well. When most people talk about the greatest talkers in professional wrestling, many people would say CM Punk. Many people would say The Rock. Many people would say John Cena, maybe. But you can't really innovate anything unless somebody pioneers the style of trash talk, and that's what this guy did. The Hot Rod t-shirt, Roddy Piper, man, probably one of the greatest bad guys, heels of all time. Definitely, in my opinion, one of the men who inspired the generation of talkers to talk the people into the building. And this shirt's just iconic, man. The white shirt with the red outline on the sleeves and the collar and the Hot Rod, font right there. It just looks iconic, man. And people look at that shirt and they think, yep, that's Roddy Piper. That's who that's it's so recognizable to any wrestling fan, and even the non-wrestling fans, the casual fans. It's like, oh yeah, that's Roddy Piper. So yeah, I would say this shirt is also very iconic. So the next two shirts, I was thinking about putting them together in the same slide, but I think that it's better if I separated them. Because if you were a fan of WWF during the Attitude Era or the pre-Attitude Era, maybe a couple of months before the actual kickoff of it in 1997, chances are you probably wore this shirt. The D-Generation X shirt. This shirt, the design itself is simply iconic. I think that most people would look at later D-Generation X merchandise and say that those were better. And if you do, I'm not going to hold you, but at the same time, you can't go wrong with the original. And this original design of the DX shirt, this is what Shawn Michaels and Triple H wore when they formed D-Generation X. And, it's a very iconic shirt, and people recognize this symbol now. And yeah, it's like, oh man, that's the DX Shawn thing. And now DX is running WWE. Imagine how full circle life has become. You know what I mean? And I could not do a list about iconic wrestling shirts without mentioning some shirt involving Stone Cold Steve Austin. But I'm not going to do the one you think I'm going to do. I'm not going to do the original Austin 316. Instead, I'm going to upscale it just a little bit and talk about this bad boy right here. The Austin 316 with the red skull with the orange fire coming out of the eyes. You got the Austin 316 in the front, the colors orange and yellow. It makes the Austin 316 pop out of the shirt. For me, I think this is a really awesome logo. It may not be in most people's eyes as iconic as the original Austin 316 shirt, but this is just a badass shirt, man. And when people say, hey, think of an Austin 316 shirt, this is the one that I think of. I don't think of the original. I love the original. I think it's awesome. But to me, this is more iconic than the original one. And if you disagree, it's okay. But to me, this is badass, man. I'm sorry. I love it. So that's it for this video, and of course, all of these are just my humble opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys like this video. Make sure you subscribe right here to the YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support you guys have given us over the many, many years, and we look forward to a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipe for Movement Radio, and thank you guys so much for all the love and support you guys have been giving us. Check us out for more wrestling content, more comic book content, more anime content, more convention content. We got a whole lot of cool stuff coming up in the future. ATL Comic-Con, Matrotham Con, Ranger Stop is also coming up as well. C3's coming up this year as well. FarleyCon. Make sure you check out all these conventions. We're going to be there, and it's going to be a good time. So once again, thank you guys for watching. We love you guys, and we'll catch you in the next one. I'm Talon Williams, and this is Movement Radio. God's plan.